Why wake up stressing when waking up is a blessing? I would like to wish you all a very good morning and welcome back to our channel. This is me, Pooja, conducting the news analysis for 5th of December 2021. Culture mapping of 80 villages kicks off. Culture mapping of 80 villages associated with noted personalities in history, in particular the freedom movement, unique crafts, and festivals, had been started as a pilot project which is expected to be completed this financial year, according to Cultural Ministry officials. From Sempur in Kashmir to Kanirapalli in Kerala, villages with a connection to the independence struggle as well as those with their own art practices had been selected for the pilot project being conducted by the Indira Gandhi National Centre for the Arts IGNCA. Member Secretary of IGNCA Sachidanand Joshi told that the institution had been assigned the work in September. The aim is to create a huge database related to our villages and the culture, customs, and traditions there. The mapping of 80 villages would be completed in this financial year, he said. In a reply to MP KC Ramamurthy's question in the Rajya Sabha on December 2nd, Culture Minister G. Kishan Reddy said the project would lead to a national register and interactive database of artists and art practices from the villages of India. Each artist would be given a unique ID and an e-commerce platform set up. IGNCA, which is an autonomous organization under the administrative control of Ministry of Culture, has been designated as implementation agency for the National Mission on Cultural Mapping. The work under the mission involves coordinating the data collection through ground and field surveys conducted on the basis of detailed formats and questionnaires, mobile applications, interactive web portal, and an over the top OTT platform to showcase ethnographic documents, cultural events, festivals, melas, etc. of villages, the minister's written reply stated. On the list of villages selected, as detailed in Mr. Reddy's reply, was Sempur in Budgam district of Jammu and Kashmir, that is associated with 14th century mystic Lal Det or Laleshwari. From Ladakh, the pilot project included Choglamsar and Vanla villages known for wood carving, Khatkar Kalan village in Punjab, which has a memorial of Bhagat Singh, Rainy village of Uttarakhand, where Chipko movement started, and Katputli colony in Delhi, known for the migrant Katputli artists, were also on the list. Sites of religious importance, including Sringverpur in Uttar Pradesh, which the minister stated was associated with Lord Rama, who stayed here for one night after Nishadraj Guha, were also included in the list of villages. Two villages of Tamil Nadu, Ettaipuram, the birthplace of poet Subramanya Bharati, and Tirchigadi, a village of women potters, are also on the list. Kanirapalli village, associated with Akkama Cherian, an independence activist known as the Jhansi Rani of Travancore, was on the list. While the Culture Ministry had launched the Culture Mapping Mission in 2017, the project had been slow to take off before it was handed over to the IGNCA this year. US Department phones hacked with Israeli company spyware. The hacks, which took place in the last several months, hit US officials either based in Uganda or focused on matters concerning the East African country. Apple inclusive iPhones of at least 9 US State Department employees were hacked by an unknown assailant using sophisticated spyware developed by the Israel based NSO group, according to four people familiar with the matter. The hacks, which took place in the last several months, hit US officials either based in Uganda or focused on matters concerning the East African country, two of the sources said. The intrusions, first reported here, represent the widest known hacks of US officials through NSO technology. Previously, a list of numbers with potential targets, including some American officials, surfaced in reporting on NSO, but it was not clear whether intrusions were always tried or succeeded. Reuters could not determine who launched the latest cyber attack. NSO Group said in a statement on Thursday that it did not have any indication the tools were used but cancelled access for the relevant customers and would investigate based on the Reuters inquiry. If our investigation shall show these actions indeed happened with NSO's tools, such customer will be terminated permanently and legal actions will take place, said an NSO spokesperson, who added that NSO will also cooperate with any relevant government authority and present the full information we will have. NSO has long said it only sells its products to government law enforcement and intelligent clients, helping them to monitor security threats, and is not directly involved in surveillance operations. Officials at the Uganda embassy in Washington did not comment. A spokesperson for Apple declined to comment. A State Department spokesperson declined to comment on the intrusions, instead, pointing to the Commerce Department's recent decision to place the Israeli company on an entity list, making it harder for US companies to do business with them. NSO Group and other spyware firms were added to the entity list based on a determination that they developed and supplied spyware to foreign governments that used this tool to maliciously target government officials, journalists, business people, activists, academics, and embassy workers, the Commerce Department said in an announcement last month. NSO software is capable of not only capturing encrypted messages, photos, and other sensitive information from infected phones, but also turning them into recording devices to monitor surroundings based on product manuals reviewed by Reuters. Apple's alert to affected users did not name the creator of the spyware used in this hack. The victims notified by Apple included American citizens and were easily identifiable as US government employees because they associated email addresses ending in state.gov with their Apple IDs, two of the people said. They and other targets notified by Apple in multiple countries were infected through the same graphics processing vulnerability that Apple did not learn about and fix until September, the sources said. Since at least February, this software flaw allowed some NISO customers to take control of iPhones simply by sending invisible yet tainted iMessage requests to the device. Researchers who investigated the espionage campaign said the victims would not see or need to interact with the prompt for the hack to be successful. Versions of NSO surveillance software, commonly known as Pegasus, could then be installed. Apple's announcement that it would notify victims came on the same day it sued NSO Group last week, accusing it of helping numerous customers break into Apple's mobile software's iOS. In a public response, NSO has said its technology helps stop terrorism and that they've installed controls to curb spying against innocent targets. For example, NSO says its intrusion system cannot work on phones with US numbers beginning with the country code +1. But in the Uganda case, the targeted State Department employees were using iPhones registered with foreign telephone numbers, said two of the sources, without the US country code. Uganda has been roiled this year by an election with reported irregularities and a government crackdown. US officials have tried to meet with opposition leaders, drawing ire from the Uganda government. Reuters has no evidence the hacks were related to current events in Uganda. A senior Biden administration official, speaking on condition he not be identified, said the threat to US personnel abroad was one of the reasons the administration was cracking down on companies such as NSO and pursuing new global discussion about spying limits. The official added that the government has seen systemic abuse in multiple countries involving NSO's Pegasus spyware. Senator Ron Biden, who is on the Senate Intelligence Committee, said companies that enable their customers to hack US government employees are a threat to America's national security and should be treated as such. Historically, some of the NSO group's best known past clients included Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Mexico. The Israeli Ministry of Defense must approve export licenses for NSO, which has close ties to Israel's defense, and intelligence communities to sell its technology internationally. In a statement, the Israeli embassy in Washington said that targeting American officials would be a serious breach of its rules. Cyber products like the one mentioned are supervised and licensed to be exported to government only for purposes related to counterterrorism and severe crimes. An embassy spokesperson said, "The licensing provisions are very clear, and if these claims are true, it's a severe violation of these provisions." Indian American mathematician Nikhil Srivastava among three selected for inaugural Cyprian Fires Prize. Eminent Indian American mathematician Nikhil Srivastava has been jointly selected for the inaugural $5,000 Cyprian Fires Prize for the highly original work in operator theory by the American Mathematical Society (AMS). Along with Professor Srivastava, who teaches at the University of California, Berkeley, the two other awardees are Adam Marcus and Daniel Spellman. Mr. Marcus holds the chair of combinatorial analysis at the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne in Switzerland. Mr. Spellman is Sterling Professor of Computer Science, a Professor of Statistics and Data Science, and a Professor of Mathematics. The award recognizes their highly original work that introduced and developed methods for understanding the characteristic polynomial of matrices, namely the iterative sparsification method, also in collaboration with Batson, and the method of interlacing polynomials according to a media release. Together, these ideas provided a powerful toolkit with many applications, notably in the TRIOS breakthrough paper, Interlacing Families 2, Mixed Characteristic Polynomials, and the Cardassian-Singer problem, which solves the famous pairing problem in operator theory formulated by Richard Cardassian and Isidore Singer in 1959, AMS said. In a joint statement, the three awardees said they wish to accept it on behalf of the many people whose work contributed to the resolution of the Cardassian-Singer problem. Our involvement was the final chapter of an amazing story we hope will inspire similar solutions to difficult problems in the future, they said. The prize will be presented to Professor Srivastava and his colleagues on Jan 5th next year at the 2022 Joint Mathematics Meeting in Seattle, described as the largest mathematics gathering in the world. The Cyprian Fires Prize is the third major prize won by Professor Srivastava, who earlier jointly won the George Polya Prize in 2014 and the Helt Prize in 2021. The prize was established in 2020 in memory of Cyprian Fires, an influential scholar in operator theory and fluid mechanics. The current prize amount is $5,000 and the prize is awarded every 3 years. Manu Bhakar crowned Women's Air Pistol National Champion. Haryana's Manu Bhakar was crowned the Women's 10-meter Air Pistol Champion for the second successive time, shooting 241.6 in the final of the ongoing 64th National Shooting Championship here on Saturday. Bhakar has now won 3 of the last 4 nationals in the event, losing once to Isha Singh in the 62nd edition of the tournament. Isha won the bronze in the event behind second place Sri Nivedita of Tamil Nadu to go with both the junior and youth women gold medals, but Bhakar could not be dislodged in the senior category. Bhakar had made it to the 8th women final with a 5th place finish in qualifying and a score of 576. Isha had topped the qualifiers with a solid 582. In the final, though, Bhakar was in her elements from the get go, leading from the start to finish to leave Niveta 1.7 points behind after the allotted 24 shots. Isha bowed out third with 215.4. Isha had topped the qualifiers with a solid 582 but bowed out with third 215.4. In the junior final, it was Isha who did the star turn to register a wire to wire finish with a 240.7, more than 2.8 ahead of Devanshi Dhama of UP. Haryana's Tejaswini won the bronze in the event. I hope that this was informative and gave you a glimpse of the news for the day. If you liked our video, do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. So, till the next time we meet with another interesting episode, stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. Have a great day. Thank you.